Hello. Hi, how you guys doing? All right. All right.
Hey.
Thank you all so much for showing up. This is Sound Collective. I know FIDI is not the easiest place for a lot of musicians to get to, so we really appreciate you guys for showing up. My name is Nick. I work in the education department here, but I'm also a DJ, producer, musician, like I'm sure a lot of you are. Um, I'm here to introduce Jewel. But before I introduce Jewel, we are everyone attending tonight gets a 1-year license to Serato Studio for free.
Clap it up for Serato. Hey. Hey. They're like, that's what we came for. right. Dang.
So that's pretty tight. Make sure you sign in at the front desk, because if you don't sign in at the front desk, we have no idea who the fuck we're sending these licenses to. So please sign in at the front desk so you can make sure you get your license. But you get 1 year for free, so that's tight. And on to the main event. Tonight, we are so excited to bring in a phenomenal educator, a producer, a hip-hop diplomacy ambassador, winner of the Smack Pack Challenge, winner of the Gauntlet Beat Battle, Sound Collective favorite, and Serato Studio legend, Brown Jewel. Bring it on.
I didn't put that in there, okay? Thank you. Thank you. First off, I gotta say thank you for everyone that came, because like I see so many familiar faces. A lot of you I reached out to personally because y'all are some of the dopest artists that I know here in the city. Talented across the spectrum, from instrumentalists to DJs, producers, rappers. Some singers are in here as well. Found out some people are some engineers. I didn't even know they was engineering, But like, it's like really an honor like that y'all are in here. And I hope all of y'all have been talking to each other and connecting with each other, because especially if I invited you, it's because I believe in your talents. And I might not be at every show, but believe me, I'm talking about you to everybody I know. Like, for real. I got a bar, you know what I'm saying? I got a little bar, got a little bar. No, but for real, like, so I'm really thankful that everybody pulled up. And if you brought somebody with you, I appreciate that too. I'm sure they're just as great as you are. And, it's really good energy in here, so I'm happy everybody came. Okay, so clap it up for y'all first. Okay, clap it up for y'all. As they said, you will get a 12-year license for Serato. 12 months. Let me talk to OP and Love Lisa about it. Let me see. No, 12-month license. But yeah, they do need your email, because what happens is they'll put you in the system, and then Serato will reach out, make sure you activate the account, and then they can get you set up for your license. So make sure you do that. So thank you, Serato, for hooking that up for us. I'm gonna show you guys how to use this DAW, Serato Studio. I've been using it maybe for the last 2-ish years. It's still very new, right? It came out, I think, the end of 2019. I didn't really see it until 2020. And I think when I first saw it, kind of a nerd. So I was trying to find like this Just Blaze, Return of the Hustle. It was a long time ago he posted this video of them doing the orchestra and stuff, right? So I'm always looking to see if he put it back on YouTube. He hadn't, but when I typed his name, Making a Beat, Serato Studio came up. And I'm like, what is that? And so Just Blaze was the first person that I saw using it. And then I downloaded it, and I feel like it's one of the most straightforward DAWs out. Like, that's my personal opinion. I've used hardware. Of course, I started with a Triton Classic long ago. I've used FL since it was like maybe FL3 or FL4. It was Fruity Loops at that time. I've also used Reason. I teach, as a lot of you know, I teach. And so teaching the different DAWs it's tricky, like figuring out which ones students are easy to pick up with, or which ones are too hard for them. Most times, people can pick up, and learn how to make a beat with whatever DAW. If I'm teaching them, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Period. It's gonna happen by the end of the first class. But still, there's DAWs that I feel like are more user friendly, especially for people that are starting out. I know some of you rappers in here or artists that don't produce, maybe you wanna, try to explain your ideas better to the producers. We get frustrated sometimes. You're trying to tell us how to cook up something, but you don't really know how to explain it or know what the BPM you really want for it is or what the key is. I think utilizing a DAW like this can really help you get your ideas out and use it as a reference for a producer you're working with, you know? So we'll get started. I'll just explain like the layout. It's a little bit cut at the top. I don't know if we can bring it down a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe y'all can bring it down. But at the very, very top in the far left, there is a BPM. So you have the BPM. Of course, you can tap it or you can type it in just like anything else. There's also, you know, the key. You have effects. They'll pop up when you click it. They pop up along the bottom. I'll talk about how they're utilized on both sides. The mixer comes up. Of course, this gets filled when you add tracks to it. We don't have any tracks in yet. We have the metronome. You just click it, turn it on at the top. It's cut off, but you can kind of see the quantize. I don't really use this that much, but a lot of people use quantize, especially, you know, if you're getting started. So it's helpful. You can export. Something I like to do recently, like Serato has also created a visualizer. And so maybe you created a track or whatever, you can export your track to the visualizer and then it like generates different like video ideas, or you can upload your own video you shot and then like you can tweak the effects in it to like bounce it to the beat, all of that. Just like any of the other film software that's out, they actually have their own too. We're not gonna go into it, but that's something you can explore when you get your licenses. Let's see. So I'm just gonna get started with something. Everybody can hear these sounds all right? Yeah. All right. So on the left side, you have like a sampler. How many of you in here use a Serato sampler already? Yeah. Right. So it's really similar layout as Serato sampler. You can add your drums over here. You can do samples on this side. On this right side, how many of you use FL? Anybody use FL? It looks really similar to FL, right? The layout, you have this one scene really is a bar. So think about it as a bar, and each one of these is a beat. So 4 beats in a bar, right? And you can add, make it longer, 2 bars, 4 bars, whatever, right? You can also go in, if you're familiar with FL, you do have the option right here. It's a piano roll, so you can mess with stuff like that. There's also the automation. When you start adding your effects, you want to tweak stuff, you have the option to do it, you know, with the dots. It's not really my style. A lot of people do that. I like doing the bars. You can adjust stuff with the bars, you know, manipulate the different effects you add, however that goes. But I'll just cook up something really quick, and you guys can see how it works. Let's reset this automation. So if you are a true beginner and maybe, what was that? That's how you, here it's already started, right? So look, if you're a true beginner and maybe you don't really know about drum programming, right? I don't really use this, but I do use this to teach, right? And I think it's really great for a beginner. Serato Studio has the option to create your own patterns, right? It generates patterns for you. So if I'm in a drum kit right here, like, you know, the one I was playing, this is just a template drum pattern. If I go to make, you guys can maybe see the word make. It gives you options to choose what genre you want to select. So I'll just keep it in hip hop. And then what happens when I push on it, it generates a pattern. So I'm gonna slow it down. I kind of live like in the 80s on the BPMs, but we're gonna move it down to like 88, right? Maybe you don't like that. Click it again to generate it a little bit different. This is gonna sound crazy, right? Because it also depends on what kind of drum kit you're using, you know? So it's messing with the different sounds, so you have to, you know, I'm gonna find one that's decent. Let's see. All right, so maybe this one, right? On this far left side, you have options. How many of you in here DJ? You DJ? So it may look familiar, like you have the option to choose sounds from your Serato DJ library. That's an option. So and it also brings up all the crates that you may have in there too. You also have some demo projects, but we're gonna go to the drums. So maybe I don't like this drum kit right here. Serato Studio has a lot of a lot of drums already in it. I'm gonna go here just so you guys can see. It's not your standard stock instruments though. A lot of producers have contributed to the sounds that are in Serato Studio. So when you go and you download it, you can see the different producers that have packs. All right. I'm actually part of this pack here, the Gender Amplified pack. I see some gender amplified people in here. So, it's all women, non-binary producers, engineers, singers, crew. We contributed to a sound pack in here. If you're familiar with Cooking Soul, anybody know Cooking Soul? He's got sounds in here. We go down, it's a bunch. You got different genres from trap, East Coast. You got decap in here. You've got, Just Blaze in here. Ocean, if you're familiar with Ocean. You got some Latin stuff in here. DJ Jazzy Jeff, R&B packs. It's a bunch of packs, plus their stock packs. You also got Track Girl. She has a pack in here as well. Stolen Drums. It's infinite, right? And all of these packs are royalty free. So all the stuff they've contributed, whether it be different drum loops or audio samples, if you decide to use them, you don't have to worry about clearing it because Serato has already cleared it for you. Okay, so if you get a placement, you don't got to think about, now I got to try to clear this sample. It's already cleared for you. So when we go over here, I go to my drum kits. These are the ones that I've downloaded from the packs, right? So we had this one that was like the stock one when you open it. You can just simply click on a different one, drag and drop. Now we changed it, right? Or maybe I want to keep that. I don't know. Drag and drop. I'm in Decap's pack right now. Maybe you want, let's see what DJ Jazzy Jeff has. I don't know. Right? It's so Jazzy Jeff, right? I'm gonna go back to Decap. I like his pack. It's pretty dope. Which one was it? This one? It's got a good kick. Pretty, yeah, right? And I don't know if you noticed what happened too. I don't know if you noticed what happened when I generated the different types of, patterns, this swing next to it shifted too. So that when you're clicking on different patterns, it might be a pattern that already has an extra swing to it. So of course I can adjust this and turn the swing off. It's not gonna be as bouncy. It's gonna be a little more stiff, right? But this one was already up at 42. I personally never go that high, but that's how it came, right? And we'll keep it there, all right? So we have some drums laid out that quick. You can also substitute if you want, because they have individual one-shots as well, You can go through, maybe you want a different snare or a different shaker or something. You just click on it, choose whatever you want. Just drag it over to one of these over here. You don't drag it over here because you see how it highlighted that whole deck? It's gonna get rid of that whole thing. So you gotta drag it on an individual one of these that you wanna replace, and then it's there. Now I got the shaker there, okay? So now let's look for a sample. Let's see. So they have a bunch of different loops. They also have one-shots for their samples as well. You can also view it by the different packs. So if you're like, I really like the sounds from Jules, not me, to be mistaken, okay? This is the Afrobeat producer, all right? I know a lot of New Yorkers add an S on my name. That's not my name, but, they're like Jules or Jewels. I'm like, I love it because y'all got swag, but then also, that's not my name. But maybe you want to go to a specific producer because maybe that's the sound that you're looking for. Maybe you want an Afrobeat vibe or something, I don't know what these loops are. These, of course, would be more at an upbeat, right? He makes Afrobeat, you want to have it above 100 or whatever. Or you can just go and just dig through the different sample loops that they have here. I'm kind of biased, so I'm gonna go to Gender Amplified's pack because that's my crew, and we did the audio samples. Me, Cam Dasher, and Melissa, we did the audio samples. So I'm gonna go down. You can scroll or you can search on the side. So this may pop up. There we go. So now I'm in that area. You see our names popping up. It feels nice. Feels nice. All right, but we can click through and see what different sounds sound like, right? Let's see. I think I'm gonna choose this one, the Bel Air track. You just drag and drop. And I'm not gonna chop this up. I'm just gonna play it as is. You'll see like the different ways you can chop up in the second part of this whole session, because I'll do a beat breakdown from something I've already created. But just here is just to show you how to get going, okay? So over here on the left, you can see the pads are numbered or letters, so you can control it on your laptop or computer. You can also control it, I haven't set any markers yet, but you can also control it on the MIDI board. It's up to you what you wanna do. So I'm gonna just select all and clear this out. Serato has a few different options. You can find samples. If you click find samples, maybe not on this one because it's short. I'll pick another one that's a little bit longer. Let's see. Yeah, this one's longer. So I'll select all. If you click find samples, it'll find some samples for you. Okay, so you already got some chops. You know, but you may want to rearrange that. If you're more advanced, you know, you want to chop your own stuff, or you want to drag the marker, you can drag the marker, move it how you want to move it. Or I can select all, delete. Maybe I'll go to the start. It gives you the option, you can set random, so that'll generate some random ones. Or I can set the slicer. This number right here means it's at 1 bar. It's not 1 bar, 1 beat, I'm sorry. 1 beat or 2 beats. So that's how it'll set it. So if I set it at 1 beat, the slicer's gonna slice it just like that, at 1 beat. So now it's sliced different, right? You also have options to manipulate attack, release. You can reverse stuff. Maybe I wanna reverse the whole sample, right? You have plenty of options, but we're gonna go back to this Bel Air track and let's see. I'm just gonna do just the one. I'm just gonna play it all the way through to the beat. So it's gonna loop. But if you can hear, it's a lot of low end in it, right? It's really heavy. That's because this sample, you can hear it's got some drums already in it, like the 808 is in there rolling and stuff. Something that Serato was the first to do with the stem separation. They put it in the DAW when they did it with their DJ software. I think maybe Logic and Ableton and stuff can do stem separation now, but Serato was the first to do that. And so you have the options up here, you see the stems. So if there was vocals on the track, you can remove the vocal, of course, but there's not vocals. But that low end is gonna be killing this because it's clashing with the kick. So I can remove it and you see the wavelength change, right? So you just change it right there. If there was some drum in there, you just click it. I don't think it was another drum. I think it was really just the bass. You see all the wavelengths going. So I remove it. Now it's cleaner, right? It's not so clashy. We'll just keep that playing. Something a lot of people ask about is, well, okay, so do I have to use all the stuff that's only in Serato? You don't. It's a DAW, just like any other DAW. They have an option to go to plugins, and you know I've got some different ones in here. Some of them I haven't paid a subscription on in a minute, so they don't work anymore, right? But you can just drag and drop it. So like Analog Lab, how many of you are familiar with Analog Labs, right? Maybe you have that on your computer. You just drag it over here, and that plugin is gonna pop up. Okay, it's no different than any other DAW. Like you can play the bass or whatever. I can choose, you know, my different instruments, whatever I want to, you know, just control it down here, or you can control it on the laptop keys. It's up to you. Or maybe, you know, some people use Arcade. We're gonna see if I still got my subscription. I don't know. We're gonna see what pops up. If you're familiar with Arcade, how many of you use Arcade? People familiar with Arcade? Oh, I still got it. Here we go. Okay, I gotta update it, but it's the same thing. Now this though gets a little tricky. So one thing about Serato Studio is it automatically will play things in key. All right. So if you use a plugin like Arcade, you have to make sure you turn this play and key off, because otherwise it's not going to give you all the sounds. So I'll show you an example. So I'll just choose this one, this sampler. And I have play and key on, right? And so you see how it's triggering down there. It's not really, it's got what, 1? But I'm pushing all of these and it's not coming up, okay? I'm pushing all of them. It's not doing anything. So you need to make sure if you use a plugin like Arcade, you have to turn the play and key off. And then wait, where is it at? Here we go. Then it'll go through each one. I can't find it. Arcade is a monthly subscription. But this one's really slow, so. But you have to make sure the play and key is off. And then also with Arcade, if you're using Arcade, you gotta be familiar a little bit with like music keys and stuff. Because if the software is in D major and you have this in E flat major, it may or may not go. I'm not that great at music theory, but you have to be mindful of what key you have Arcade in and what key you have your software in to make sure it's not syncing wrong, okay? So we got this. Now, if we want to add some effects, they do have their own stock effects down here below. When you click on this side, I'll go to the drums, for example. When you click on the side with the deck, these effects are controlling the whole deck, okay? So maybe I want to make it a little bit more crunchy or something. I go down to a limiter. That's a crunchy limiter. So this is before, right? And maybe I adjust this. Now it's, more distorted, right? But that's all of the drums. Maybe I don't want all of the drums to have that. In that case, you go to the left side where it's back to the individuals, right? Everything on this left side, you can add its own effect to. So maybe I want to add just that crunchiness to just the kick. So then I selected it, and then I go down and I add the limiter only to that kick. So now it's a little bit more thicky, more beefy. Y'all ain't even saying nothing. Y'all just let me talk crazy up here. You like thicky. It's beefy. It's a little bit more beefy. All right.
Okay. So how do you isolate that? How do you select the pick?
So either based on the numbers or letters, it corresponds with your keys on your laptop. Or if you're using a controller, then where's C at? It corresponds from the C key, then I can go, this is all isolated. And it goes up from there, okay? So you can, of course, like I generated this, but you can make your own pad. If I want to record, and I just push record, and so I'm isolating, I'm playing only on that side, but I can record it over here, okay? So we added the effect over on this. If I want to, do anything manipulating this sound, this is the channel for that right here. So you can pan it, you can add a filter to it. Maybe if I want to filter the drum. Oh wait, I'll solo it. So to solo, I just go to it over here, push solo. It's a shortcut. I can't think of what the shortcut is right now, but it is a shortcut to do that. So now it's more like filtered, right? Or, high pass or high filter. But that's only manipulating individual things. Whatever you push. So maybe we go to, if we go to this one, maybe you guys can hear, if you can pan it. Now it's only on one side, right? Pan it to the other side. You can also do automation, like I mentioned at the beginning. So maybe I want to, so we have these hi-hats. I'll show you this while I'm in here. I'm gonna clear the row. You also have the option to fill it. Just like with any DAW, I feel like you can do that. So if I want to fill it by 8ths or 16ths or whatever, now I'm back there. Maybe I want to, let me clear it. Maybe I want to fill it by 16ths. But it's got that bounce on it, so it's gonna sound like that. So I clear it, or I can just go back. If you got a Mac, it's what, Command Z, or if you have a PC, Control Z. So I just go back to where I was at before. So maybe I want to pan my hi-hats, right? But I want it to be moving. Like I don't want it to just be on one side. I want it to be moving. So you have the option. You can go in here to the automation in the right corner, and I have the hi-hat selected, right? I go here in the middle. I don't go here in the middle. Oh, I can go here. Okay, that's an option. I usually don't do this way, but you can click pan, and then you can, select how you want to. So if I do this, I'm not sure if down is to the left or if down is to the right, but we're gonna see. So let's see. I'm on pattern 2, so we'll loop. Where is it? It's on the left?
Yes,
It says it. Where'd you see it at? Teach me, y'all. Teach me.
It says 100L.
Oh,
yeah, right there.
this is why I have y'all here. We teaming. Okay, so we go up. Okay, I see it now. I didn't know that. So this is one way you can do it, right? This is not the way that I do it, which is why I didn't know that. Okay, but I'm so happy y'all taught me because now I do know. And I can teach my students this too. This is great, all right? So I'm gonna reset it though. What I usually do, I like to do it while I'm playing it and with my feel, right? So as long as you have this little creature that's purple highlighted, okay? I can press record, and then let me get out the loop since we started at the beginning on 1. I can push record, and I can control this over here, and I'm moving it myself, right, and recording it, and it's gonna move it to the left and right. However, I'm moving it myself, right? And so now I've stopped recording. I get out of this, but it's still moving, right? I'm not touching it, and I didn't have to go in and manually do it. I just record it. I think maybe other DAWs do that too. Somebody tell me, Logic and stuff, you can do that, right? So it's I'm telling y'all, it's the same thing. It's no different, really. It's just, to me, it's an easier workflow. It's faster, right? But, so we got something here. Maybe you want to add an effect or something on here. So maybe I want to use a different effect. And so I'm back in my plugins. Maybe I have my own effects I want to use. I don't know what, or maybe I want to use like a fab filter and just take some more of the low end out of the sample because I can still hear a little bit. Even though the stems, took out the bass, you can add your fab filters or whatever else you use. And, I'm soloing it. It's still a little bit of bass in there coming through. So, just modify how you would in your regular DAW, or if you don't create, this is a way you can do it, Just taking out just so it's not so much low to clash with that kick. So let me bring it back in. It's just cleaner. They also have individual instruments as, part of the different packs that the producers made. Maybe I want to add a bass, another bass. I don't know. But you can go through their sounds. They have plenty of different sounds, 808s. Whatever. You just scroll down, and whenever you find something, you just drag it over, drop it. You want to play it out. You play it out just like you would play anything else. This is all playing in key right now, so I'm not going to really make a mistake. If you are pretty good at playing your own, without that, just turn it off, and then it's the whole regular scale, okay? But if you're not that good or you brand new to it, just keep the play in key. It's going to keep you in key. So just something simple. Okay, so I'll record it. Okay, I need like Solar or somebody on this bass line, to help. but y'all understand what I'm saying, just do whatever you want to do. Okay, and you can adjust it. So now that we got some tracks in here, then you can look back at the mixer and you see the mixer has expanded, right? So we have all the different sounds that were in that first drum kit that's right here up here now. So if you want to go through, you want to, change the volume on the kick, you want to bring it down some, or you want to change the snare, you can adjust that. Or if you want to, add some different panning, however you want to do. Maybe you just want to pan stuff to the left and right. I don't know. Whatever your style is, you have that option to do that. And I can go over here. It also brings up that one pad. I only use one pad for the sample, so it's only one pad showing there. I can solo it when I'm, thinking about mixing. And now I got it solo. I don't know what I want to do to it. Maybe I want to filter it, okay? Maybe I want to bring it down some so it's not so loud. Maybe I want to bring some highs up. Whatever you want to do, it's there. The one feature I can say that Serato Studio does not have yet is the option to bus effects, okay? Every few weeks though, Serato does do updates. I think you can see mine in the corner. It says there's an update right now. I haven't done it yet. So I don't know all that's in this one, but they're constantly updating because like I told you, it just came out in like 2019, 2020. So it's still very new. And every few weeks they're adding different things that you can do. You're also not limited to just 3 effects. You see 3 on the screen, but there is that plus symbol. So when you plus, you can keep adding however many effects you want to add to either side, okay? So does everybody understand how to cook up, at least to get started? Okay, I'll take a couple questions and then, I'll go to a beat breakdown where it's more complicated than this. Yes.
So in that section where you're able to mix, right? Is that basically the same as doing it right there in the other section, the main section?
So when you're doing it individually,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the same basically?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. It's just having it all in one space laid out. Because when you do it from this view, you're only able to view it from just that individual instrument, right? But when you lay it out here, it's all of the stems, laid out. Yes.
Does Serato have an autosave function? Have you ever lost a beat on there?
I haven't. I don't believe they have an autosave, but I'm consistently pushing Control S. I didn't do it. This is my first time doing it, but I usually just, once you save it once, then just Control S and then or Command S to just keep it going. Anybody else had any questions? Yes. I can't see who it is. Say your name. Melton, thank you.
So you have the 3-channel EQ or filter there, like the high, mid, and low.
Oh, right. Yes.
Is there like a more, do you have like an 8-channel or something a little more granular, I guess?
See, so that's where I utilize my plugins.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when I add plugins because literally what you see is what you get right here. Yeah, so that's when, you start just utilizing the different plugins that you have or the different effects, and then you can get more in depth with those sounds.
Can you automate plugin stuff?
You can automate the plugins too. I'm not great at it, so I'm not gonna explain it today, but I'm gonna recommend y'all for sure, DJ Gons. So if you're not familiar with that name, look up DJ Gons on YouTube. He does a lot of tutorials on Serato Studio. And 1,000% you can do automation on the plugin. Okay, like I've seen him do it. I don't remember how to do it because I don't automate my plugins a lot. But it is possible. So look up DJ Gons. You're gonna find a bunch of tutorials from him. Anybody else? Yes.
It's Kaya.
Hi, Kaya. Hi. Welcome.
Does it have a feature for mixing? Like
So-
doing a light mix, nothing too crazy.
So that would be here, okay? And also, so Kaya, is MC and vocalist, right? We didn't talk about this, but I'm happy you raised your hand because it reminded me too. If you want to record vocals, you have that option too. Down here, you see it's moving right now, that white line, that's me talking. So it's picking my vocals up right now. So if I wanted to record audio, I just click add audio. Let me get out of this one actually. Add audio. And then record. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo. All right? Yo, 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 yo. Right, but it's coming through, I don't know why, I feel like it's just coming through one side right now. But like when you at home, got your headphones on, whatever, you can record audio. If you play instruments, You can also record in your instruments, guitars, whatever. You can do that too. You can, of course, mix it. You got the mixing channel for that on here as well, okay? We're gonna delete this. Y'all did not see this. Yeah, that's all we got, all right? Anybody else before I go to the?
DJ Gon's name, G-A-N-Z or G-A?
It's G-O-N-Z, G-O-N-Z. All right, so we got time to do a quick beat breakdown. So I'm gonna go to this, let's see. We'll go here. I'm not gonna save it though. I'm not gonna save it. Would you see? It's even checking. It's like, are you sure you don't want to say this? All right, we'll save it. All right, fine. We'll save it. It might take a second now because it got confused. So even though I didn't label it, it still saved it. So like, let's say if I don't know, the computer or something trips out, I can say when I've reopened it, it'll be like, did you lose a project or something? So it does come back up. But it's not really fully auto-saved, I don't think. It's like wherever it last remembered, it does find it. So this is a track I'm working on for my Flips project that's gonna come out possibly tomorrow, but I'm not sure. But I'm still working on this, right? But so something you can do, especially if you're a DJ and stuff, or if you wanna just add vocals and have fun, you can, add some remixes, acapellas and stuff to Serato. It's really easy. It lines up pretty in sync, just like it does when you DJ in Serato DJ. So I'm gonna play it through, and then I'll go through like the different chops I use, the different effects, and how it became this.
Make it go north, south, east, west, coast. Maybe we can go north, south, east, west, coast. Yeah. All I do is think of you. I think of you. I think of you. I think of you. All I do is
All right, so thank you. All right, but look, this is what we can do is just go through each one just so you can see like the different possibilities with like chopping in Serato, and then also the different ways you can utilize different instruments and effects and stuff. So I'll just put this on loop for the beginning, just the intro. So typically, we don't sample snitch on people, but y'all see what sample I use. I use Kiss of Life from Sade, right? So this is y'all see it, so it's like, okay, it's there. The intro was here, right? So I had Kiss of Life, and it has different, that one's, let me see. I'm gonna go up. So this is where it really started, it was here. It had the different chops, right? You can arrange that however you want to arrange it, right? I arranged it a certain way. But one thing to pay attention to when you have like samples and stuff with the vocals, you see when I had dragged this in here, there's, it tells you the original BPM of the track, right? So it was originally set at 97, so I slowed it down to 86. It also tells you the key that it was in, which was F sharp minor. I just dropped it. I brought it up, which it tells you, I don't know if you can see it on the far right, but where the sync is at right here, it's like it tells you +1. So it just went up, right? I went up to G minor, okay? And then, it already has the chops. I don't think I didn't add any effects on this one. Oh, I did like a fab filter. I just pulled out the low end. We go down. So you can duplicate. I'll just do a example. So when you right click on a deck, you can duplicate it. All right. And then if I duplicate, typically I'm gonna change the sample some kind of way. All right. So in this, I'm gonna undo it. Right. So when I duplicated this, I duplicated it 4 times, and I was doing different things on different parts of the sample. So on the intro, when I duplicated it here, I was like, okay, I want to reverse this. And so I think I selected all of them. Yeah, I just clicked select all, and then I reversed the whole sample, but the whole sample chops from the original one that was at the top, okay? And so that brought these sounds instead, right? So it's backwards. So we solo it. And you can see, where the different chops fall. You can also see along the top, the very top, where I'm pulling from in the sample up here, okay? So I'm jumping around from the end to the middle to wherever, right? And just taking pieces of it. This intro only had 2 parts to it, so the other part was just like a loop, a Simone hat loop. I'm not sure where I got this from, but it was just this. And the original key was up 1, because you can see right here at the top, it tells you I dropped it down 1, right? Because it originally was in G sharp minor. So this was the only thing for the intro, just these 2 things. And I kept bringing this loop back to the beginning, right? That's it. And then when we look at the layout, so each one of these is it's like a different part of the song, right? The way you do that is you just click on the plus, and it'll either create an empty one or it'll copy one that you were at before. So you keep all the same layout. Maybe you want to keep the same drums or whatever you want to keep. It'll keep that and duplicate it, and then you can go in and modify. And then when you're ready to lay out the song, because I think you guys didn't see this in the first part, but we were over here, right? So when you want to lay out your song, you just go to song view, and then you just start dragging and dropping the different parts of your song down here. That's all you do. You just drag and drop. It lays it out for you.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a question. The way that when you have to attach it, right? It's like magnet.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it can get.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you want to fit it in between,
Right.
delete it.
Right. So Serato's been messing with that. That's part 1. So sometimes, okay, so yeah, it does do that. Sometimes it's a few things. You can zoom in on it, and then you have to drag it, but you see it still went to a line. Then it's the option to, let me stop looking at that. Let me look right here because I can't see. All right. It's the option to show bars and beats or show the time. And sometimes when you change it to this, then you're able to drag it a little bit different because yeah, there we go. Well, some of these, you guys can't really see these lines, I don't think, but there's the smaller lines have come up now. So you can drag it a little bit different. So now it's still going to a line, but it's smaller than the ones that were before, okay? So it's a matter of right-clicking on this. But there's also some update, which it could be in the new update. I heard about it, but I'm not sure. But they're working on where you can just drag it the same way. I'll just show a quick example because you can do it up here in the decks. So I'll just do a quick solo real quick just to show you. All right, so when you go to the automation mode, not automation, you go over here to the piano roll, and then you're able to highlight, and then you can drag it. And it doesn't have to fall on the line. Like it can, or you can drag it in between the line. Oh, I just deleted that, but you know. So they're making it so, you see I'm only moving it like a little bit. It's not snapping to the line. So they're trying to make that the same for the bottom. And it could be in the update. I didn't download it yet. It's not in the update? You got the, okay. Call them, girl, call them, tell them. It's coming. This also is gonna be, the view is also changing, not in the current update, but I think in the next one where instead of it being like the scenes, it's gonna look more, I'm guessing like maybe like a Logic or something where you can see like the MIDI and the waves and stuff. That's gonna be seen down here where the scenes are at instead. So you can adjust stuff like that as well. If we go over to this one, let's see, I'm just gonna loop it. Let me take the solo out. Oh, let me erase this drum kit I just made for stars. Let's see, all right. Where are we at? We here. So you can hear I added a bass, right? That's a ample bass, so it's a plug-in. So we go here. This is that pattern. We also added some drums. Agent M, really dope producer, has some drums. I'll play the original drums he had, and then I kind of chopped them and just rearranged it to the pattern I wanted. But I could have just left it as a loop because the pattern is dope. All right, it's got a nice little groove to it. Right? But I just chopped it up a little bit. But I think another pattern it changes, but you know. So I added the drums. We added another like little shaker. It's really low. If I keep going with these, we back to that. We still got the reverse in there. His drums. We added the bass. And I was just playing that out, you know? So it's a plug-in. I just played it out on the keys, right? And the bass line. You can find the bass line here. You know, you can just see what keys and stuff was played. Not that many, but, you know, they're there. We drag it over to scene 5. Let's see what we got in scene 5. And then it's just gonna start repeating, really. Scene 5, I changed the bass a little bit to fit the vocals a little bit better. And we added some other stuff in here. Let's see. Let's see. That's ample bass. So it'll tell you which plugins it is. So it's ample bass, light. So in this one I added like just some quick chops. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. I was just like, let me just. But so I added that, and then let's see. Also added this, which I think this sound was just a texture. So another plugin, I added cassette roads, which I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just adding stuff that I thought was gonna fit. Just lies underneath it, you know, like to fill it up, add some, you know, texture to it. But then when we go back over here to these vocals, let's see where it comes in at. There's another chop in there, so let's see. I think it's over here. you hear the bass changed up, right? So just with the bass change. Sorry, y'all. We're gonna go back here.
Who gon' do it better? Nobody, body. Just let my hips take you on a trip. I swear they don't make them like this. Think of the way.
So I don't know if you hear the Sade I added in there. So, cause she's saying think of the way, so I'm like, okay, cause Sade says all the way. I can't sing, but she says all the way, right? So I just did a little chop. Don't be laughing. I see you laughing. Oh. Hey there, Black Heart. So I just added that in there because I thought, like they playing words, Boom. So that was what, scene 6. So it's just laying under there, just little subtle things, And then, I don't know, 7 I think was the last real pattern change. Everything else kind of just faded out. So I think this is when I finally added the forward chops, right? I finally added this, but this is what I started with. When I first was making the beat, I was here. But then I was like, oh no, let me go add these other things. And I didn't even put this in until the very end, so. Then it just comes back around, right? I just did 4 bars I think on each one. Then at the end, there is like an echo. So I think somebody asked about the automation on vocals and different things. So I did add a echo on Victoria Monet's vocal. And so if you're not up at the top in the decks and stuff doing the automation, like I showed y'all with the panning and all of that, and you want to add it on your vocals or your guitars or whatever you want to add down here, you can also do it from this because you see the little purple thing here, right? So you can see how it laid. So first it was a volume. I did a volume thing. I'll make this bigger. Let's see. Let's see if I can. All right. So in here I did the volume, right? Because the way this first came in, it was a little bit too loud and I thought it wasn't gonna fit right. So I added just a little, slow fade in for her vocals and then the fade out. But then I added the echo on the end. So you see you have the effects. Whatever effects you add, they're gonna come here. I only had one, so it's right here. And then you have the option to either set it to on or an off. So when I click this, it's gonna show you all of this over here was off, right? You see it says off. I didn't turn it on till the very end. Then you also have the option to manipulate the depth, which I just kept it high the same, like wherever this was set at here, I didn't mess with that. I just left it there and I just automated just when it was gonna come on, which was at the very end. Oh, it's so low, but she just repeats ass, 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 ass.
Drag the line, drag from the top there to determine where you was gonna.
Yeah, so like if I keep going, if I zoom in more, I knew I wanted it to come in right here. Let me see if we can try to get it. They told me don't adjust the volume, but this one's like just a little bit. We're gonna just a little. You still can't hear it, but you can kind of hear it.
It's like a soft fade out.
Yeah. But, but it's just the ass. It's just the ass part. That's it. So we take this down. But look, like, this was the beat right here. So you got so many options you can do. I think, Serato Studio is just easy for me to crank out ideas, If you use Logic and other stuff, just add this to your arsenal, you know what I mean? Someone that asked earlier before y'all got in here about Serato sampler, because a lot of people do use the Serato sample. Can you use that in here? You can. Essentially it's that on the left side though. But if you just feel comfortable with that, it's a plugin. Like I said, you can use whatever plugin. So I have that too. So we just go down. You want to use the actual Serato sample, just drag it in here. It's gonna come up. Choose something, and same options like find samples or, whatever. And then, let me see. Maybe I'm not connected on here. Let's see. So these notes, when they're in these different colors, is telling you how low you are. down on the scale. So I'm like too far down. So let me come back. Oh, that's too far. Where we at? Middle C is like usually the green. But I don't know. Oh, I think it's on solo. So maybe that's why I'm not getting sound. Yeah, it was on solo. So now, you can use Serato sample in here. Whatever plugins you.
Does it make a difference?
To me it doesn't, because it's literally the same. It's the same.
Can you
Where-
control the
same
attack
thing.
release of the sample on
Yeah.
right there, yeah.
Yeah, you can you can control the attack release. You can adjust the tempo of it. So I might have done that. Maybe I didn't. Sometimes you might want to select them and then slow it down or speed it up.
I mean, this is technically better because you have control of the stems and all that.
Yeah.
You can take stuff out real easy.
So maybe now I sped it up, but it's still gonna be in sync with the beat regardless, Or you can select them all, slow it all the way, slow it 75% or whatever. It sounds a little bit more robotic, 50%. It's up to whatever you want to do. You can just play with it. Yes.
Can you bounce individual stems, like
Y-
tracks?
Yeah, you can. So look, that's a great question. When you want to get that far and you're ready to export, maybe you want to take it, put it in Ableton, put it in FL, whatever, export the song. You got the option to export the stems. You can do the individual drum pads, which I recommend. But what happens, like that first example I used, that knock kit, I only use the kick, the snare, and the hi-hat. So it's gonna really export all the rest of those drums. It's just gonna be blank files, So it's up to you, but you can do that. Of course, you can, when you export, you can decrease it by 6, for if you planning to do mastering and stuff, right? So it's not clipping and all of that. You can export just the region. So if it's only one section that you wanted to export, you just go to that, select this, it'll just export the region. You can do waves, you can do MP3, you can just export the whole thing as one wave. You can export it as an MP3, or again, you can do it just exporting just the section that you select. When it's saying export the loop region of the song view, we're talking about when we're in song view, and when I'm down here, and maybe only thing I want to send you or something, I just want to send an artist just this. This is the only part I want to send. This is the song view loop view. So then I go to export. It's already highlighted, right? It's highlighted. It's going to keep looping that. I go to export, looping the region only. That's all you're going to get from me. You're only going to get that part that I highlighted. That's it. So you have options on exporting too. Anybody else? We got 1 minute. Swim fast. Yes. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
The scene view, which is the top right corner.
This?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I noticed when you were going through the track, there's 2 different views in there. It's one is the actual audio file and the other is kind of the MIDI version of it. Is that correct?
Say it one more time for me.
I'll give an example. So,
Okay.
For the drums, you
Uh-huh.
see the actual patterns as if with the piano roll, and then also the
Alright.
how it looks like as an audio file. Yeah.
Okay,
Is
yes.
that all? How are you? What's the difference between those 2 views, or is it 2 views or one whole thing?
So this view over here is just showing you the different chops.
Right.
Right.
But you're able to see the completed version on the right side.
Yes.
Right. What?
These are the waveforms that show up. If you
waveforms,
close
yeah.
the Asian M drums, below that you can see that there's actual waveforms.
Oh yeah, coming in down on the bottom,
Yeah.
right? But then they go away unless I'm in my master view, right? Cause then here, where they at? Drums come in here, I think. Oh, why is it doing that? Here we go. So let's just go here. So, are you talking about this view that comes up at the bottom?
It's just the isolated version of that scene, I guess.
Okay, so that's what's coming in the update.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's what's gonna appear here, it's gonna show you the different instruments with the like the MIDI and the waves. So it's not there yet. That's coming soon with Serato Studio though. I don't know what month, but I know it's coming. Anybody else? Did you want to ask your? You want to talk to me later? Okay, all right. Well, y'all, like we're out of time, so I just thank y'all for coming. You know, and you know, say it again.
So I'm gonna make some fire beats tonight.
Yeah, make some fire beats. You guys all make sure you fill out to put your email address so that you can get the 12-month, not year, license from Serato Studio. And also, what's coming soon for me in May 18th, I actually will be doing like an intensive class here about Serato Studio. So it'll go into a little deeper dive into, you know, how to sample and all that stuff, really go deep into using the program. So it'll be every Saturday, 5 Saturdays. So if you're interested in that, just go to the website for the Sound Collective. It's already up, it's already there. So you can, if you wanna sign up for a class, it's not free like this though, y'all, I'm sorry. But if you wanna sign up, you know, come join. It's really tight though. We only open it up for like 8 students. So just, it's tight. Cause we're gonna be using one of the rooms. I wasn't available, I think when you guys first came, but there is a room that has the different stations that's more private, and it is only 8 stations in there, so it's only gonna be 8 students. So tell a friend, or if you're interested, sign up. You know, I appreciate everybody for coming. I can't see everybody in the back, but I saw some people coming in that I knew, so I feel so loved, and I love all of y'all that came, so thank you. Thank you.